Guder, Proper, Odell, Wenzel, Mearstein, and Walthall for Penn State. Klosterman, Gonzalez, Sheftick, George, Kerr, and Scott out there for UCLA. George down the line. Walthall will get to it. Sheftick tips it over. And a point for Penn State. Net violation as Sheftick and Kerr ran into each other.
Good move by Coach Pavlik. He's actually flip-flopped his rotation, just trying to get some different matchups. I think when you're down 0-2, you have to do that to start game 3.
Proper to serve.
And look at those hitting percentage numbers. Don't forget, Penn State leads the nation in that category. It's down right now.
Wenzel gets the kill. 3-0 Penn State.
This all starts with a great serve, creates the overpass, and Wenzel just takes advantage. That is the ultimate gift. Any hitter loves that because you can pad your stats a little bit with that freebie kill.
Well, there doesn't seem to be any hangover from the collapse in game 2 for Penn State. They've come out hot here in the 3rd. Sheftick crushes that one.
Well, Penn State is a team that remains confident. Their coaching staff can keep them very focused and positive. Don't forget, Penn State was up 2-0 against UCI in the semis. Then lost games 3 and 4, kept focused to win it in game 5. And again, UCLA into the net.
Another violation and a point for Penn State. UCLA with the 2-0 lead here in the championship. Gonzalez to George for the kill. The Penn State fans can take to heart the fact that their best comeback ever in a championship match was pulled off by Penn State when they won their one and only title in '94, and that was against UCLA. Wenzel uses the block for the point.
And Penn State back to its game plan that worked so well early in game 1, which is use Wenzel and Guder out of the back row. The theory behind that is run the middle blockers, run a 31 or some kind of decoy attack, get UCLA's middle blockers in the air, and then set the back row with an open net.
Klosterman with some help from the net. Point UCLA.
You also see another change in strategy. The setter, Dan Odell, definitely trying to set the middle more. You heard Dennis Hohenschel yelling during game 2, set the middle. Well, you can tell they must have had a little chit-chat in between games, and he's definitely doing that now.
Proper, stuffed. Boy, they have been all over that. The UCLA block has done a terrific job with him coming out of the back.
Yeah, Penn State's known for its block, but tonight it's UCLA that's been the much better blocking team. Look at the penetration, the pike, a good block. You don't want to swing, and that's exactly how UCLA's doing it.
Knocked around, and then Odell finishes at the net. 6-4, Nittany Lions.
Setter Dan Odell playing on a very tender knee. He's actually planning to have reconstructive surgery on one knee after the season ends, and might also have a scope on the other knee to repair some floating cartilage.
Big swing from Scott gets the kill.
That floating piece of cartilage in Dan Odell's knee has actually taken on a bit of a persona. He calls it Eddie, to the point where it's become another member of the team. In fact, the women's team actually has some t-shirts made that say, "Do it for Eddie." There's the t-shirt. Do it for Eddie, do it for Dan, do it for Penn State.
And a high five for Odell's kid brother there in the cape and the face paint. Guder serving with the 2-point lead. Scoots off the tape. Sheftick. Penn State's there. Proper. That one did not get across. Point UCLA.
I think right now Penn State's become a little bit too predictable, going to Proper in the back row a few too many times. They need to mix it up to take a little bit of pressure off of Proper.
Gonzalez serving. Proper this time tries to tip it. Pancake by George. And then Waffle couldn't get enough of it. Great defense by UCLA.
UCLA, one of the best teams at transition, which is taking defense and converting it into offense. There's the pancake. The key to good defense, everybody goes for it, and that's exactly what you see. Great hustle by the Bruins.
UCLA has tied it up at 7, looking to close out the match when we come back. What it means to be a part of Bruin volleyball.
When I think of UCLA volleyball, I think of the rich tradition.
Well, I think of intimidation.
Playing for Al Skates.
Al Skates. The rich history. The history behind the program.
I think of national titles.
18 NCAA titles.
And the Bruins looking to grab another one as they have the 2-0 lead and all tied up here in game 3. And the numbers on the Bruins and Al Skates looking for a 19th title. They've won about 90% of their NCAA tournament matches. Incredible numbers rung up in Westwood. And the block belongs to UCLA tonight in a bit of a surprise.
It's almost like the Bruins know where the set's going before Penn State does. Every time there's 2 Bruins up, just putting up an impenetrable wall.
The statistics leading up to the match would not have indicated the dominance that the Bruins have shown at the net so far. That's 12 blocks. Kerr with the hustle to get to it. Gonzalez, and not enough.
Boy, great effort, though. Tony Kerr keeping the ball alive. One of the best liberos in the country. Look at the hustle. Just sheer determination to keep that ball alive.
And then the attempt by Gonzalez comes up a bit shy. Holt serving. Gonzalez, Klosterman, the kill.
And Tony Kerr playing with a little extra support on the bench. His dad, Walt, actually a volunteer assistant for the second half of the season. Assistant Mike Seeley left the Bruins to go coach the women's team at Hawaii as an assistant under Dave Shoji. So Walt stepped in, and Tony said having Walt on the bench is a huge, huge help. Walt has a special whistle. Once he whistles, Tony looks over and immediately knows what he needs to fix. Walt gives him little tactics and techniques, says he's one of the best technical coaches he's ever known.
The UCLA single season digs record this year. He was 4th in the NCAA in digs. Shanked into the crowd, the ace. For Matt Proper, that's his second.
Unbelievable turn of events. Again, we talk about a smaller UCI team. Proper able to have 22 kills with a .452 hitting percentage. Tonight he's struggled, but quite honestly, I think a large part of it has to do with Penn State's ball control. They haven't passed well enough to excel offensively.
Odell looks to Proper, off the block and out.
That time the set was a little bit lower, allowed Proper to hit the ball before the Bruin block was in perfect position. This set a little bit lower. UCLA still moving by the time Proper contacts the ball.
Timeout called by UCLA. Proper's got Penn State up by a deuce. Penn State dropping games 1 and 2, but they've got the lead here in the 3rd, trying to extend the match and avoid elimination here in the national championship. For the latest collegiate scores and news from all NCAA sports throughout the season, log on to ncaasports.com, your online destination for college sports information. It could be a very busy spring and a very good one for UCLA's sports teams. Of course, their men's basketball team reached the final, as did their women's soccer team in the fall. Their women's softball team ranked #1 in the country. And their men's tennis and women's water polo teams will be trying to defend national championship titles later this month. Gonzalez looks to Klosterman, cross court for the kill.